Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. From this video, I will discuss about the development of liver, gallbladder and pancreas. So first I will discuss about the development of liver and gallbladder. Usually the liver primordium appears in the middle of the third week. It appears as an outgrowth of the endodermal epithelium. It appears as an outgrowth of the endodermal epithelium at the distal end of the foregut. Hope this diagram is more clear for you. This is the foregut and distal end of the foregut is here, and you can see the liver primordium appears as an outgrowth of the endodermal epithelium. This outgrowth is also known as hepatic diverticulum or the liver bud. It consists of rapidly proliferating cells that penetrate the septum transversum. Now you know what is septum transversum, and it is the mesodermal plate which lies in between the pericardial cavity and the stalk of the yolk sac. So this hepatic cells continues to penetrate the septum transversum. This hepatic cells continues to penetrate the septum transversum, and the connection between the hepatic diverticulum and the foregut narrows. In this diagram you can see the liver bud, and the connection between the foregut and the liver bud has narrowed and forming the bile duct. Here this is the bile duct, and a small ventral outgrowth is formed by the bile duct, and this outgrowth gives rise to the gallbladder as well as the cystic duct. From this bile duct, this gallbladder and the cystic duct appears as a small ventral outgrowth. During further development, epithelial liver cords intermingle with the vitelline and umbilical veins that forms hepatic sinusoids. Liver cords differentiate into the parenchyma or the liver cells and forms the lining of the biliary duct as well. There are several mesodermal derivatives also. Those are hemopoietic cells, Kupffer cells and connective tissues in the liver. Those are the derivatives of the mesoderm of the septum transversum. When the liver cells invade the entire septum transversum, that organ bulges caudally into the abdominal cavity, and the mesoderm of the septum transversum lies between the liver and the foregut, and the liver and the ventral abdominal wall becoming membranous, and it forms the lesser omentum and the falciform ligament that I have shown you before from my previous video. At about 10th week of the development, the weight of the liver is approximately 10% of the total body weight, and although this may be attributed partly to the large number of sinusoids, another important factor is the hemopoietic function of the liver. There are large nests of proliferating cells which produce red cells and white blood cells. Those lies between hepatic cells and the wall of the vessels. This hemopoietic function gradually reduces up to 2 months of intrauterine life, and only small hemopoietic islands remains at birth. The weight of the liver is then only becomes 5% of the total body weight. Another important function of the liver begins at approximately 12th week, then bile is formed by the hepatic cells. Therefore, what happens is, since the gallbladder and the cystic duct have developed, the cystic duct also joined the hepatic duct to form the bile duct. Here you can see cystic duct have joined the hepatic duct and forms the common bile duct here, and therefore bile can enter into the gastrointestinal tract, second part of the duodenum. Therefore, its contents take a dark green color. That's all for the development of the liver and the gallbladder. When we talk about the development of the pancreas is formed by two buds, which is called as dorsal pancreatic bud and the ventral pancreatic bud. Here you can see the dorsal pancreatic bud and the dorsal pancreatic duct. Here you can see the ventral pancreatic bud and the ventral pancreatic duct. Those two buds originate from the endodermal lining of the duodenum. This dorsal pancreatic bud is in the dorsal mesentery and ventral pancreatic bud is close to the bile duct. Here you can see the bile duct. Here also you can see the ventral pancreatic duct and the dorsal pancreatic duct. And when the duodenum rotates to right side and becomes C-shape, you can see the duodenum rotates towards the right side and becomes C-shape. The ventral pancreatic bud moves dorsally. Ventral pancreatic bud moves dorsally and then shifting of the entrance of the bile duct. Finally, ventral pancreatic bud comes into lies immediately below and behind the dorsal pancreatic bud. Here you can see the ventral pancreatic duct, ventral pancreatic bud lies immediately behind and below to the dorsal pancreatic bud. Later, the two parenchyma and the duct system of the dorsal and ventral pancreatic buds fuse together, and the ventral pancreatic bud forms the uncinate process of the pancreas and the inferior part of the head of the pancreas. Remaining part of the gland is derived from the dorsal pancreas. The main pancreatic duct or the duct of Versung is formed by the dorsal or the distal part of the dorsal pancreatic duct, distal part of the dorsal pancreatic duct and the entire ventral pancreatic duct. The proximal part of the dorsal pancreatic duct, either obliterated or persist as a small channel, and if it is persist we call it as accessory pancreatic duct or duct of Santorini. Here you can see the main pancreatic duct. This is the main pancreatic duct together with the common bile duct opens at the major papilla of the duodenum, and this opening is located at the middle of the second part of the duodenum. The entrance of the accessory duct is at a site of minor papilla. During the third month of fetal life, the pancreatic islets or the islets of Langerhans develop from the parenchymatous pancreatic tissue and scatter throughout the pancreas. And then insulin secretion also begins approximately at the 5th month. Glucagon and somatostatin secreting cells also develop from the parenchymal cells, and visceral mesoderm surrounding the pancreatic bud forms the pancreatic connective tissue. That's all about the development of the liver, gallbladder and the pancreas. Hope you guys clearly understood about this development process, and it is very easy. If this video is helpful for you, please like this video and put a comment and subscribe into my channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.